everyone, welcome back to our planning challenge. We're talking about how to tame our hectic life and get things done using a schedule or a plan. So last day we had you take all the things that you have brainstormed on your brainstorming sheets and put it into your planner. And you would have ended up with about 2 different layouts depending on which one suited you best. So I meant to show you this last video and I didn't. So this is kind of what my month overview looks like. And so I'm using the Sarah Scribbles planner. So as you can see here, there are different colors representing different things. And so a quick glance, I can kind of see what the overview for my month is. And I also use a week by week planner or layout. So give you a look at last week, it kind of looks like this. So I use little notebook stickies, planner stickers to write an itemized list sometimes, and then I have an overview. So this one works vertically across the page, which isn't really the best thing for me. I kind of like to move down a page, but I didn't research my planner before I purchased this one. So far I kind of like it. So again, we're using the different colors for work, personal care, any appointments that I have, that type of thing. Now today we're talking about what happens when your planner stops working. This is really important. I find sometimes I go through courses or challenges and I get to the end and I've done all the steps, but because of my lifestyle or what I have to handle, it just doesn't work for me. And then you're left all on your own. You don't know what to do, you don't know how to fix it, and you kind of feel like you've wasted your time, energy, and effort. So today I want to share with you what you can do if this happens. So the first thing that I want you to do is make sure you give your plan a really good chance. A day is not enough to see if this planning, the layout that you've just designed for yourself, is going to work. I usually recommend at least a week, if not 2 weeks to a month. Now that might depend on when you get your work schedule, that type of thing, of how much time you can really try it out. But give it a good chance, because I find it takes a while to ease into a new routine, to set new habits of checking your planner, entering things as they happen. All of that stuff needs to work together, and it takes time for all those things to kind of, you know, get on your radar and start to be part of your systems. Any adjustments that need to be made is what we're going to be looking at. So we're going to be looking at our schedule that we just did. You're going to look at it and you're going to ask these questions, okay? So it's really important to know what to do when life happens, because I find this happens a lot with me. I'll get a system, I'll get a plan, and it's working really well. And then something large or something, you know, maybe small, but causes an avalanche of changes will hit, and then all of a sudden the system that I had stops working. When this happens, it's time to stop, set time aside, and review. So here's some questions I want you to ask. One might be, do I need more time for activities? So sometimes we schedule in, say, a field trip, and we put a time block on it about 30 minutes, but we didn't take into consideration the time to get ready, the time to travel there, the time to actually do the field trip, the time to pack up, the time to get home. So our 30 minutes is really an hour. And that cuts into other activities. So we need to ask ourselves when we're looking at it, was this not working because I didn't allow enough time? Do I need more time for these activities? Especially if your kids have extracurricular activities that are in the evenings or, you know, fit around your work schedule. Did my work schedule change? So sometimes, you know, maybe you work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and all of a sudden you're changed to 3 12-hour shifts, including the weekends. Your whole schedule is going to have to adjust to allow for that. Another really good one is, at what point was I overwhelmed? So as you're going through and reviewing your past few weeks, at what point did you start to feel really overwhelmed, feel anxious, feel stressed? What was the triggers? Why was this happening? If you can identify those things, then you can fix it or make adjustments. What can be moved or adjusted to lessen the load on me? So as someone who is kind of the control freak, I like to do all the things. And it took a long time for me to learn that I couldn't do all the things. I needed to ask for help. I needed to adjust. I needed to move things. So for example, instead of working until 10 o'clock at night and then going to our 24-hour grocery store and buying groceries, not getting home till midnight, unloading, putting things away, we made adjustments. My husband writes the grocery list. He goes and he buys them if I'm working on the weekends, and if I'm not, I go with him. And so it took a little bit of, I don't want to say bravery, but I had to let that go and really let him handle it. And you know what? He does a great job. You know, he stays on budget. He gets the food that we need for the week. We started meal planning together. It really snowballed into a really helpful, good thing. But it took me relaxing and letting him kind of take over and do it his way. So again, as you're looking at your schedule that's not working, really look for those places like, where can I make adjustments? You know, can I do laundry once a week and spend 3 hours doing it instead of one load a week? Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you're finding that 2 or 3 hour block of doing laundry all day is just too much. You know, can you do one load a week or one load a day? I mean, you know, throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, fold it, put it away, and it's done. Are your kids old enough to do chores? Can they help out? Is there skills that they need to learn? Do they need to learn how to use the washer and the dryer? Can you buy out that time to teach them and then let them take over their own laundry? So there's all kinds of possibilities to adjusting. Another thing you really want to focus in on is what is working really well, because you don't want to change those things. If it's working, you know, if having suppers made in the Instant Pot 3 times a week works great, keep doing that. Keep doing what's working and less of what's not. And then you want to talk about what isn't working. Why isn't it working? And how to identify that. So once you get all those answers and then take all your brainstorming sheets that you created, you're going to redo the monthly or 2-week plan with those adjustments, because those are the key ingredients that you need to make this system work. Okay? So hang on to those brainstorming worksheets if you got them as part of your e-course. Anything else that you created. That way you still have the system, so you know how to break it all down and make it work for you. Because those are the 3 ingredients, is to remember that your schedule needs to be built on your work, exactly the type of work that you're doing, exactly the type of schedule that you're doing, your homeschool, what works for your kids, what doesn't. It's all about readjusting and being flexible enough to change with your life. So next time we'll talk about how, it's going to be a bonus video about how I set up my planner every single week, starting on Sundays. And so I'll open that up for you and show you the steps that I do and some questions, and it's going to be a lot of fun. In the meantime, if you have any questions on how to complete this review, how to make the 3-step formula work for your life, just leave me a comment below this video. Okay, thanks for joining me and have a great day.